hope, of course, is that we'll be able to mobilize. There's been a lot of talk about our resiliency as a people. I personally believe in that very deeply, and I know we'll bounce back and bounce forward according to the policies of President Aquino and the administration.
And what is your message to the Filipino people on this special occasion?
Well, since this is the official commemoration of New Year for 2014 on the part of the national government, then from all of us in government, we take the occasion to greet everyone a Happy New Year and pledge our commitment to public service and service to the Filipino people for the progress and prosperity of all of us.
Thank you very much, Director Jeremy
My
Barnes.
pleasure. Thank you.
Yan po ang Director ng National Museum na si Jeremy Barnes, at ayon nga po sa kanya, lubhang mahalaga ang okasyon nito dahil i-address ng ating Pangulo ang diplomatic community, at ito rin ay na deeply rooted sa ating kasaysayan, at ang wish nga ating mga Pilipino ay muling bumangon. Nakita na daw ng buong mundo ang lakas ng mga Pilipino, kaya ipagpatuloy po natin ang pagbangon, lalong-lalo na po mula sa ating mga dinanas noong nakaraang taon. Samantala, nakausap din po natin ang Ambassador ng Vietnam sa Pilipinas, si Ambassador Trong Tru Duong. Panoorin po natin. Ambassador Trong, good morning to you. And we both know that the Philippines has gone through several calamities last year. What are your hopes for this year for the Philippines, and also in relation to its diplomatic ties with Vietnam?
Well, Vietnam, we share and a lot of things in common with the Philippines. And sadly enough, even storms and typhoons. So we understand the sufferings that the Philippines and the people of the Philippines had in the year 2013, especially with the superstorm Yolanda. The superstorm Yolanda also landed in Vietnam too. We suffered a lot from that, but much less than you did. So I'd like to take this opportunity to express our deep condolences and understanding to the people of the Philippines. And we do hope that, and we are confident that the Philippine people, you are very, very brave and strong nation, very strong people. You will overcome it. And in the future, you will achieve great success in economic recovery, and you will develop furthermore. And I do wish that this year, the 2014, in Vietnam we call it it is the year of the horse. And we do hope that this year will be a very, very good year for the people of the Philippines, because it is a good year as it represents the horse, which can run very, very fast, strong towards the future. And for Vietnam and the Philippines, we have a very historical tie, very, very strong tie indeed, and which, as I told you, we share a lot in common, and there are rooms for further cooperation, and there are also rooms for us to continue to fight for. Together, we will achieve what we want to achieve. And I'm sure that under the very, very great leadership of President Aquino, the Philippine people will achieve great success this year. That's what I hope for.
Your Excellency, the President Aquino is expected to deliver his message and address the diplomatic community. What do you hope to hear from him today?
Peace, cooperation, and prosperity. That's what I hope from his speech today.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador. And Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Sa punto pong ito, kasama natin ang chairman ng PCCI, Ginoong Miguel Varela. Magandang umaga po sa inyo and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Sir, maganda po ang naging lagay ng ating ekonomiya noong nakaraang taon. Marami pong mga credit ratings upgrade ang ating natanggap. Ano po ang maaari nating asahan this year in terms of business and economy in the Philippines?
Well, sa aking palagay, sa aming organisasyon, ito kaya nating i-sustain, no? So, ang aming projection, may yung 7 to 7.5 growth, pwede nating ma-attain din itong 2014, no? There are, of course, some things that we should have to do, no? No, not only the private sector, but also the government. Pero kailangan nilang mas pabilisan yung mga PPP projects natin, no? Kasi napakahalaga yan. Yung sa reconstruction ng Visayas, no? Kailangan din natin magkaroon ng more infrastructure dito sa mga facilities natin, no? Binuboost natin yung ating tourism, so we have to fix the airports, mga seaports, and so on. Magawa lang natin yan, lahat yan. There is no question that we can sustain our economic growth.
But in general, sir, how's the sentiment of the business community for this year? Are there high hopes for better figures and better economy?
Well, they are continuously being inspired by the very transparent and leadership being shown by the president. His focus on corruption, to stop corruption. This is very inspiring in the sense that it gives most of the businessmen, if not majority of the businessmen, the enthusiasm to engage more in business activities. And in the end, even the foreign investors continues to be interested in our country.
And sir, lastly, we came off from a higher than usual inflation rate for the last part of last year, and there are also issues with regard to the power utility services of Meralco. Will this affect how you will do business this year?
Oh, well, actually, this is still in court, no? But we hope something can be done about this. Definitely, if you come out with a very substantial increase, this will be something like 8 pesos or something, no? Per kilowatt hour. We will be the most expensive power in the entire East Asia, no? And this definitely, it will affect in some sense the competitiveness of many of the industries, no? Especially that the AEC, the Asian Economic Community, is already coming in, no? Well, it's almost a free-for-all. There is no... Our market is not only our market, it's the market of practically all ASEAN, no?
All right.
So we will have to be competitive, and government must have to do something in order to be able to control the surge in prices.
All right, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Yan po ang ating naging panayam sa chairman ng PCCI na si Miguel Varela. Inyo pa rin pong napapanood ang special coverage ng telebisyon ng bayan ngayong umaga dito sa Malacanang para sa annual Von d'Honneur na syempre po panguhunahan ni Pangulong Benigno S. Aquino III at tuluyan pa pong nagdaratingan ang mga panauhin ngayong umaga dito sa Palasyo ng Malacanang para po makibahagi sa taunang Von d'Honneur. At sa puntong ito kasama po natin ang isa sa mga kongresista na dadalo ngayong umaga, Congresswoman Leni Robredo mula po sa Camarines Sur. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, ma'am.
Magandang umaga sa iyo, magandang umaga po sa lahat.
Marami pong nakitang unos, naranasang unos ang Pilipinas noong nakaraang taon. Sa larangan po ng governance ay nagkaroon po ng issue patungkol sa pork barrel. With ngayon po natanggal na po ang pork barrel. How do you see Congress working?
Ako ano naman sa akin. Ako I'm very hopeful that everything will turn out for the best. Parang naging learning curve lang kasi because we were so used to having PDAF. Sa amin kasi mga first timers, parang hindi naman kami nakaranas nun. So parang kumbaga sa amin wala kaming separation anxiety with PDAF. Pero ito kasi parang balik lang sa basics yung ano ba talaga yung trabaho ng kongresista Para yung trabaho namin magsabatas ng mga panukala na kinakailangan natin, mas policy making. Although meron kaming oversight functions, parang yun yung secondary function namin. Yung ano naman, yung PDAF kasi was made to parang maging equitable yung pagpondo ng mga proyekto sa countryside. Palagay ko mangyayari naman yun kahit walang PDAF.
Congresswoman Robredo, parating na po ang Pangulo. Mensahe nyo na lang po sa taong bayan. What are your hopes for this year for our country?
Ako sana po, sana mabawasan na yung mga unos na maramdaman natin. Para naman para yung trajectory natin maging mabilis pa din. Very hopeful naman tayo na yung 2014 mas bibilis, mas lalakas yung hindi lang yung pananalig pero yung paniniwala ng taong bayan sa ating gobyerno.
Maraming salamat po, ma'am. Congresswoman Leni Robredo mula po sa Camarines Sur. At gaya nga po ng aking nabanggit ay paparating na po dito sa loob ng ceremonial hall ng Palasyo ng Malacanang ang Pangulong Aquino. Nakikita po natin na siya po ay sasalubungin ni Secretary Albert de los ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Nandito rin po sa palasyo at dadalo sa Honneur ang Vice Presidente po natin, Vice President and Mrs. Jejo Marbinay, kasama po niya ang kanyang may bahay. At imbitado rin po ngayong umaga si dating Pangulong Fidel V. Ramos at dating Pangulo at ngayon Manila Mayor Joseph Ejercito Estrada. Nandito rin po si Senate President Franklin Drilon, si Speaker Feliciano Belmonte, si Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, and syempre po nandito rin po ang Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa at pamumunuan nga po ng Pangulo itong reception dito para sa mga miyembro ng diplomatic community. Taunan po itong ginagawa, una po tuwing unang linggo ng Enero ng taon at ang ikalawa po ay tuwing araw ng Kalayaan. At magbibigay din po ng kanyang mensahe mamaya ang Papal Nuncio Archbishop Giuseppe Pinto, ang representante po ng Vatican dito sa ating bansa. At nandito rin po ang mga head ng mga diplomatic mission at ang kanilang mga spouses, ang heads ng international organizations at Senate and House Minority floor leaders and their spouses at yung mga deputy speakers po ng Representatives. At inaantabayanan na po natin ang pagdating anumang sandali ng Pangulo dito po sa loob ng Palasyo ng Malacanang. Kung makikita nyo po, di katulad nung mga nakaraang mga Honneur dito po sa Palasyo, ay nakaset up po. May mga tables po dito na pwede pong umupo yung ilan sa mga panauhin. Nakikita nyo po yon sa inyong mga TV screens. Medyo hindi po tradisyonal ang setup ngayon sa loob ng ceremonial hall ng Palasyo ng Malacanang. At doon po kanina sa stage, nakita nyo po, ay merong puno. Nakasetup po na puno doon sa background. Ito po ay simboliko na tinatawag pong Tree of Hope. Hope, pag-asa po para sa ating lahat sa taong ito dahil nga po sa mga unos na pinagdaanan ng ating bansa noong nakaraang taon. At narito na po ang Pangulong Benigno S. Aquino III para po pamunuan ang tradisyonal na Honneur. Panoorin po natin.
Honneur for the Diplomatic Corps, the Honorable Albert F. Del Rosario, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, and Mrs. Gretchen Del Rosario. Vice President Jejomar Binay and Dr. Elenita Binay. Senate President Franklin Drilon and Mrs. Drilon. Already closed. His Excellency Giuseppe Pinto, Papal Nuncio and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. His Excellency Christian Anthony Viruri, Ambassador of the Independent State of Papua New Guinea. His Excellency Ahmed Araita Ali, Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti. His Excellency Abdel Yusuf Sater, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain. Thank you. His Excellency Knut Solem, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Norway, and Madame Odhild Cavello Solem. His Excellency Josef Richter, Ambassador of the Czech Republic. His Excellency Abdullah Al Hassan, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Speaker Feliciano Sani Belmonte Jr. His Excellency Musa Abdul Wahid Al Khaja, Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates. Her Excellency Hatis Pinyar Isik, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey, and Mr. Ersoy Isik. His Excellency Samir Arur, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco, and Madame Arur. His Excellency Ivo Sieber, Ambassador of the Swiss Confederation, and Madame Gracita Tolentino. His Excellency Roberto Mayorga Lorca, Ambassador of the Republic of Chile, and Madame Paulina del Carmen Silva Rojas. Her Excellency Agnes Nyamande Pizzo, Ambassador of the Republic of South Africa. His Excellency Nikolai R. Kudashev, Ambassador of the Russian Federation, and Madame Elena M. Kudashev. His Excellency Joseph Hayes, of Ireland. Her Excellency Malayvieng Sakoninhom, Ambassador of the Lao People's Democratic Republic. His Excellency Toshinao Urabe, Ambassador of Japan, and Madame Etsuko Urabe. His Excellency Samori Anjina Okwia, Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya. His Excellency Richard Ramoeletsi, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Lesotho, and Madame Ramoeletsi. His Excellency Adam Genolek, Ambassador of the Republic of Poland. His Excellency Ali Asghar Mohammadi, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran. His Excellency William Tweddell, Ambassador of the Commonwealth of Australia. Her Excellency Constantina Kolioiou, Ambassador of the Hellenic Republic of Greece. His Excellency Reuven Livermore, Ambassador of New Zealand. His Excellency Gilles Garachon, Ambassador of the French Republic, and Madame Isabelle Garachon. His Excellency Hirubalan VP, Ambassador of the Republic of Singapore, and Madame Mano Hirubalan. His Excellency George Ney de Sousa Fernandez, Ambassador of the Federative Republic of Brazil, and Madame Fernandez. His Excellency Akinye Farunbi, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Madame Farunbi. His Excellency Lee Yuk, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, and Madame Wasun. His Excellency Juvencio de Jesus Martins, Ambassador of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. His Excellency Klas Molin, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Sweden. His Excellency Francois Obida, Ambassador, Burkina Faso. His Excellency Fidelino Loy de Jesus Figueiredo of the Republic of Angola. Her Excellency Bansrag Del Germa, Ambassador of Mongolia. Her Excellency Tuo Panya, Ambassador of the Her Excellency Tuo Panya, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Cambodia. His Excellency Massimo Roscigno, Ambassador of the Italian Republic, and Madame Agnes Ventura Roscigno. His Excellency Mahmoud Mostafa Ahmed, Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt. Her Excellency Yongor Seveli Telewoda, Ambassador of the Republic of Liberia. His Excellency Ahmed Kamal Hassan Akmali, Ambassador of the Republic of Iraq, and Madame Al-Kamali. His Excellency Asif Anwar Ahmad, Ambassador of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. His Excellency Joseph Mullner, Ambassador of the Republic of Austria, and Madame Mullner. His Excellency Roland van Remurtel, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Belgium, and Madame Remurtel. His Excellency Yi Myint Ong, Ambassador, Republic of the Union of Myanmar, and Madame Ong. His Excellency Chung Chi Jung, Ambassador of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, and Madame Jung. His Excellency Neil Reeder, Ambassador of Canada, and Madame Reeder. His Excellency Philip Goldberg, Ambassador of the United States of America. Her Excellency Amina Pardi, Ambassador of the Republic of Suriname. His Excellency Dr. Dibaba Abdeta, Ambassador of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. His Excellency Jacob Diki Enkate, Ambassador of the Republic of Botswana, and Madame Enkate. His Excellency Joaquim Alberto de Sousa Moreira de Lemos, Ambassador of the Portuguese Republic, and Madame de Lemos. His Excellency Khalid Abdel Gadir Shukri, Ambassador of the Republic of Sudan. His Excellency Leitawa Tuitolova Dr. Kilipoti Etuyati, Ambassador, Independent State of Samoa, Madame Etuati. His Excellency Egidijus Meilunas, Ambassador of the Republic of Lithuania, and Madame Meilunas. His Excellency Safdar Hayat, Ambassador, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. His Excellency Guy Ledoux, Ambassador of the European Union, and Madame Ledoux. Her Excellency Odelia Gregorio Arroyo, Ambassador of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. Mrs. Stella Marquez de Araneta, Chargé d'Affaires of the Republic of Colombia, and Mr. Jorge Araneta. Mr. Ahmed Ahmed, Chargé d'Affaires of Libya. Madame Yetlitsa Polanco, Chargé d'Affaires of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Mr. Negerikli Baules, Chargé d'Affaires of the Republic of Palau. Ms. Monica Elizabeth Derihibus, Chargé d'Affaires of the Argentine Republic. Mr. Abdullah Omar Salim Al-Haddad, Chargé d'Affaires of the Sultanate of Oman. Ms. Wijeratne Mendes, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. Mrs. Caridad St. Ives Ferrer, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of Cuba. Mr. Mihai Sion, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of Romania. Mr. Michael Hasper, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, and Madame Anjana Rebecca Das Harper. Mr. Ram Prasad, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of India, and Mrs. Vijaya Lakshmi. Mr. Ade Petranto, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia. Mr. Sun Shangjiang, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. Mr. Sharul Anas Ismail, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of Brunei Darussalam. Mr. Christian Clay Mendoza, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the United Mexican States. Ms. Ruth Emmerink, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands. Mr. Sahid Rastam, Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of Malaysia. Mr. Takehiko Nakao, President of the Asian Development Bank. Ms. Luisa Carvalho, UN Resident Coordinator. Mr. Bernard Kerblat, Representative, UN High Commissioner for Refugees, and Madame Kerblat. Mr. Praveen Kumar Agrawal, Representative and Country Director, United Nations World Food Programme. Mr. Lawrence Jeff Johnson, Director, International Labor Organization, and Mrs. Johnson. Mr. Rajendra Aryal, Country Representative, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Dr. Julie Lynn Hall, Country Director of the World Health Organization. Mr. Shanaka Jayanath Peiris, Resident Representative, International Monetary Fund. Mr. Pascal Moshle, Head of Delegation, International Committee of the Red Cross. And Mr. Marco Boasso, Chief of Mission of the International Organization for Migration. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, can you please clear the aisle as the President is coming in? Thank you.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine National Anthem.
Vice President and Dr. Jojo Barbinay, Senate President Ms. Franklin Drilon, Speaker Feliciano Belmonte, Secretary and Mrs. Alberto Rosario, Your Excellency Ms. Archbishop Giuseppe Pinto, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa, and members of the Cabinet present, honorable members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, honorable members of the Judiciary, heads of the international organizations, His Eminence Cardinal Ricardo Vidal, General Manuel Bautista and the major service commanders, Police Director General Alan Purisima, representatives from the business sector and non-governmental organizations, honored guests, mga minamahal kong mga kababayan, magandang umaga po. Since 2010, we have been working to fulfill a mission to empower every Filipino to become a proactive agent of change in nation building, no longer plunged into cynicism or apathy as a reaction to an ever-changing world. In 2013, we witnessed for ourselves how this transformation is becoming permanent. We saw it in the many Filipinos who came to the aid of their countrymen ravaged by Typhoon Pablo in the widespread flooding caused by the monsoon rains, or what we call habagat. This transformation is seen in the soldiers and volunteers who ensured the safety of the people of Zamboanga City as we responded to security challenges, and also in those who provided necessary relief and encouraged others to provide even more in the aftermath of the earthquake that hit Bohol. This transformation was manifest in the very attitude of the survivors, our affected brothers and sisters who actively clamored and worked with us to rebuild their lives, livelihoods, and communities, and in the overseas Filipino workers and Filipino communities abroad who did not think twice about giving what they could for their countrymen in need. Indeed, we also saw this transformation in the many government workers, scientists, social workers, and common Filipinos who worked hand in hand as we faced both natural calamities and man-made challenges. Just as all these incidents tested our capability to prepare for and respond to the crises that came one after the other, each one also demonstrated our individual and collective abilities to help the many affected Filipinos get back on their feet. But just when we thought we had overcome so much, Yolanda, a tragedy of unprecedented scale, occurred. It tested the determination of our people. Despite the magnitude and devastation of this single event, the Filipino people came through. Some of you have marveled at the resilience of our nation, a people whose faith, though challenged, remained constant and only deepened. Our unbreakable spirit and ability to recover find root in our firm belief in a benevolent God who has the perfect plan for all of us. These tragedies tell us that despite all our efforts, we are indeed powerless without God. Excellencies, in this first gathering of friends and partners for the new year, it is also just and fitting that your role in our collective achievement be recognized. Many of the nations you represent have been our partners not just in overcoming one calamity, but in addressing the challenges that arose in the many others. For some other nations represented here today, you came to our assistance after Yolanda. By doing so, you opened a new chapter in our relations. The generosity you have shown serves as our firm foundation as we work to expand the ever-widening horizons of our relationships. To our old allies, your commitment to helping our nation underscores the deep friendship and cooperation built over generations. To everyone gathered here, it is with a sincere sense of gratitude that I tell you, the Filipino people remember who their friends are. Filipinos never forget an instance of kindness and will constantly look for ways to repay those who stood by them in the most difficult times. In our language, we call this utang na loob. As President, I am filled with happiness and hope, knowing full well that the new year provides many opportunities to deepen our cooperation and strengthen the partnerships we have forged. And therefore, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I propose this toast. To all those who have shown the Filipino people a kindness they will always remember, and to every Filipino who has rendered aid to their affected countrymen, may you continue to render compassionate action to all those who are in need wherever they may be. To all Filipinos who made our mandate of change possible and who continue to promote good governance, may we reap successes this year. To all those who suffered but showed a resilience that inspired all of us, may continue to serve as beacons of hope and strength for everyone. And to all our partners and friends from the world over, may we continue to strengthen the bonds that link us as one community, sharing a single world. And with that, may I propose toast? Mabuhay.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, on behalf of the heads of diplomatic missions and international organizations accredited to the Government of the Republic of the Philippines, I have the high privilege and distinct honor to convey to you, Mr. President, to the Honorable Vice President Jomar Binay, to the honorable members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, to the Honorable Chief Justice and the Honorable Cabinet Secretary, best wishes for a 2014 favorable to the achievement of the purposes established by your administration, especially in the institutional, economic, and educational fields, as well as for peace associated with development. We are grateful, Mr. President, for your kind invitation to this traditional gathering that offers to the diplomatic family in Manila the opportunity to greet you personally, thereby strengthening the bonds of friendship and cooperation between the Philippines and the many nations and international organizations represented here. It is not easy to hand over to the annals of history the events of the past few months, those of October with the earthquake that shook parts of Cebu and especially the islands of Bohol, known for some of its historic churches, declared World Heritage Sites. And above all, those events of November that illustrated the destructive forces of nature no longer an ally to mankind. In central Philippines, the Pacific Ocean changed its peaceful name into Super Typhoon Yolanda and disfigured cities and villages, plantations and ports enlivened by boats and fishermen. At the times, the strong are called to be stronger. When faced with this tragedy, the Filipino people reacted with the strength of their character and their faith. Victims and rescuers became members of the same family. The whole world wished to help, to console, to rebuild, and just as in previous calamities, you, Mr. President, paved the way for local and international solidarity. Inspiring episodes of heroism and fraternal love in Samar, Leyte, and the neighboring islands are being written in the pages of history. The signing of the annex on power sharing of the framework agreement of Bangsamoro between the government of the Philippines and the More Islamic Liberation Front also gives new hope. This is the work of peace. Peace is the essential infrastructure that permits us to build even in the midst of ruins, or better still, from the ruins, it illuminates the path towards the realization of the legitimate aspirations of a nation. Mr. President, to you, to the Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and his collaborators, whom we thank for their valuable assistance in our mission, and to all those who share with you the honor and responsibility of government, the diplomatic corps, vows the help in rebuilding something that is even better than what was destroyed. Let us now raise our glasses for a toast to a new year of peace and greater prosperity for the Filipino people and for the well-being of His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. May God grant us abundant blessings on this new year 2014. Manigong bagong taon, mabuhay!
Yan po ang naging New Year's toast ng Pangulong Benigno S. Aquino III at ni Archbishop Giuseppe Pinto, ang papal nuncio sa taunang Von d'Honneur na napapanood live mula sa palasyo ng Malacanang. Ang Pangulo ay sumentro sa pagbabago. Ang kanyang talumpati ay sumentro sa pagbabago. Pagbabagong isinusulong ng kanyang administrasyon simula nang mailuklok siya sa pwesto noong taong 2010. Ang pagbabagong yan ayon sa Pangulo ay nakita ng buong mundo noong nakaraang taon nang maganap ang Zamboanga Siege, mga kalamidad na naranasan natin noong 2013 gaya ng habagat, lindol at ang Super Typhoon Yolanda. Ayon sa Pangulo, nakita ang katatagan ng Pilipino sa harap ng malaking hamon, ang kanilang pagmamahal sa kapwa at lalong-lalo na ang pagmamahal sa bayan. Kinilala ng Pangulo ang tulong na ibinigay ng international community sa muling pagbangon ng ating bansa. Puno ng pag-asa ang Pangulo na ang bagong taon ito ay magbibigay pa ng matibay na ugnayan sa pagitan ng ating bansa sa mga ibang bansang tumulong sa atin noong panahon ng ating pangangailangan. Umaasa rin ang Pangulo na ang bagong taon ay magdadala ng panibagong lakas sa bawat Pilipino tungo sa pagbangon. At sa kanyang toast naman, sinabi ni Papal Nuncio Giuseppe Pinto na umaasa siyang magiging mas taon para sa Administrasyong Aquino sa larangan ng ekonomiya. Umaasa rin siya na lalakas pang ugnayan ng Pilipinas sa ibang bansa at maging sa mga international organizations. Hindi umano madali ang dinanas na kalamidad ng ating bansa noong nakaraang taon, ngunit ayon sa kanya nakita umano ang strength of character at lakas ng pananalig sa Panginoon ng mga Pilipino sa mga panahong iyon. Kinilala rin ng Papal Nuncio ang ipinakitang leadership ng Pangulo sa isang bansang ginupo ng kalamidad. Pinuri ni Pinto ang efforts ng Administrasyong Aquino tungo sa kapayapaan sa pagbubuo ng annexes ng Bangsamoro Framework Agreement. Umaasa si Pinto na maghahari ang kapayapaan sa malapit na hinaharap. At tuloy-tuloy pa po ang pakikipag-ugnayan ng Pangulo sa mga dumadalo ngayon sa taunang Honneur sa Malacanang. Nandito po ang Vice Presidente Jejomar Binay. At syempre po ang mga kinatawan ng iba't ibang mga embahada dito sa bansa, nandito rin po ang mga kinatawan ng international organizations, meron din pong mga cabinet officials at mga mambabatas. Nandito rin po ang ang dating Pangulong Fidel V. Ramos at dating Pangulong Joseph at maging ang mga miyembro ng gabinete ng Pangulo. At kanina po ay nakausap po natin ang ilan sa mga naimbita dito sa Honneur at panoorin po natin, nakausap po natin si Congressman Manny Pacquiao para sa kanyang mga wishes o mga inaasahan para sa ating bansa sa taong ito. Congressman Pacquiao, marami pong pagsubok ang pinagdaanan ng ating bansa, mga kalamidad at maging sa politika. Ano po ang inyong inaasam para sa taong ito?
Inaasahan natin na maging okay ang lahat, maayos yung problema sa ating bansa, and then yan ay sa tulong ng bawat isa sa pagkakaisa ng bawat sambayan ng Pilipino. At siyempre kailangan din suportahan ang mahal na Pangulo sa lahat ng kanyang mga programa para sa ating mga kababayan. At siyempre idasal natin sa Panginoon dahil kung wala ang Panginoon hindi naman tayo maging successful.
Congressman Pacquiao, ito lumayo muna tayo sa politika. Sa sports naman, kakatapos nilang pumanalo sa isang laban nitong nakaraang taon. Congratulations po sa inyo. Marami po ang nag-aabang at umiikot po sa internet na magkakaroon kayo ng laban ni Floyd Mayweather sa Setyembre. Kumpirmahin ito sa amin.
Sa yung balita na yan ay walang katotohanan at wala pa pong discussion about the fight with Mayweather. At sa tingin ko parang ayaw naman talaga niyang lumaban. So bakit natin sa akin is hindi na kailangan pag-usapan yung mga bagay na yan dahil ayaw naman talaga niya. At kung okay naman siya, kung gusto niya, anytime naman tayo.
Isa po kayo sa pinaghuhugutan ng lakas at lakas ng loob ng ating mga kababayan, lalo na po nung panahon ng kalamidad na kayo ay lumaban. Ano pong mensahe nyo sa ating mga kababayan ngayong bagong taong 2014?
Ang mensahe ko sa ating mga kababayan ay huwag kayong mawala ng pag-asa. Huwag tayong mawala ng pag-asa. Magkaisa tayong lahat at siyempre ibigay natin sa Panginoon ang lahat ng ito dahil kung wala ang Panginoon sa buhay natin ay hindi tayo maging successful, especially sa bansa natin. na gusto natin ng kaunlaran, siyempre pagbabago, at yan ay sa tulong natin sa pagkakaisa nating lahat. Suportahan natin, especially ang Pangulo. Siya ang ating he's the authority at siya ang ating leader. So, suportahan natin at magkaisa tayo, idasal natin sa Panginoon ang lahat.
Maraming salamat po, Congressman Pacquiao.
Thank you, salamat.
Samantala, kanina rin po ay nakapanayam natin ang Secretary ng Department of Foreign Affairs, Albert Del Rosario, ukol po sa kahalagahan ng ginaganap na ngayon sa Palasyo ng Malacanang ang Van de Honneur. Panoorin po natin ang ating naging panayam kay Secretary Albert Del Rosario ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Habang inaantabayanan po natin ang pagpa-play ng ating naging panayam kay Secretary Del Rosario, namamataan po natin nga dito, punong-puno po ang Rizal Hall dito sa Palasyo ng Malacanang. Nandito po ang ilan sa mga congressmen, senators na imbitado po para dumalo sa mahalagang okasyon. Ang Van de Honneur po ay panahon para i-address ng Pangulong Aquino ang diplomatic community at inaasahan nga po na mapapagtibay pa ang ugnayan ng ating bansa sa pamamagitan ng okasyong ito. Samantala po, panuorin po natin ang aking nabanggit kanina, ang panayam po natin kay Secretary Del Rosario. Secretary, how important is this occasion, the Van de Honneur, for the diplomatic community?
Well, the event is an annual one, and it is an opportunity for us to be able to greet them, to be able to wish them all the best, and also to be able to thank them for the cooperation that we received in the previous year. We're hoping to work with them in terms of improving further and enhancing and deepening the relations between all countries.
Thank you very much and Happy New Year to you, Secretary. Yan po ang ating maikling panayam kay DFA Secretary Albert Del Rosario. At bago po ako tuluyang magpaalam, nais ko pong pasalamatan ang RTVM, ang PTV4, IBC, Radyo ng Bayan para po sa coverage na ito. At gaya nga po ng Pangulo, bawat Pilipino, lahat po tayo ay umaasang magiging mas maganda ang taong 2014. Lahat. Naway pumasok po tayo sa taong ito ng punong-puno ng pag-asa at merong frame of mind tungo sa pagbabago at tuluyang pagbangon ng bawat Pilipino. Sa ngalan po ng lahat ng bumubuo ng RTVM, ng PTV, ako po muli si Cathy San Gabriel. Isang magandang araw, Pilipinas.
Gusto mo bang makakita ng mga bagong tubong buhok at magmukhang bata ulit ka?